Okay, students, now we have ended the previous exercise 5.3, so which was based on differentiation of inverse trigonometric functions. So let's quickly just see what are the things we have done in first year differentiation chapter. Actually, the first thing what we did was practicing chain rule. The next thing we studied something called as differentiation of inverse trigonometric functions. So these are the two topics what I have studied. So this is the first. There are types of differentiation. What I said in this chapter, we will study types of differentiation. So two types of differentiation we have already done. Okay. Now, before moving to the next topic, let me explain something here. So I have got something called as x square plus y square is equal to 9. Now let me just simplify a little bit. Y square will be equal to 9 minus x square. So y will be equal to root of 9 minus x square. This is a function of x. Remember, this does not contain any y term. So it's a pure function of x. If you are able to express, it's a function, what is being given as a function or even equation you can call, okay, right? So if you are able to express the given equation in the form of y equal to f of x, if you are able to express like this, then it will be called as explicit function. Any function, whatever they give, if you are able to express in the form of y equal to f of x, will be called as explicit function. So far the differentiation whatever we have studied till now, every problem was based on explicit function. Every time we used to call y, right? Now notice, okay, and let me just take one more thing similar to this. Now let me just consider x square plus y square plus sin y is equal to 9. Now just give a try. Whatever they have given, you can never express in this format. Not at all possible to express. So in a given function, if you are unable to express in the form of y equal to f of x, then that function will be called as implicit function. Try to understand, there are two types, explicit and implicit. Explicit, you can express the given function in the form of y equal to f of x. Implicit, quite simple, you cannot express that in the form of a y equal to f of x. So that type of function will be called as implicit function. So how to recognize it's a problem based on implicit function? Quite simple. So far, remember, we used to call every time given function as y. But if it's a problem based on implicit function, just notice a term of y will be given in the problem itself. So in such case, no, you do not start y equal to. So far it's been a practice to us from the first year till now. Every time let's call y equal to y equal to y equal to y equal to. Now once you can just see a term of y, do not call it as y once again. Then how to do differentiation? There's nothing actually, no such new formulas we are going to invent, no such new formulas for this topic. Whatever we have studied with a small change, I will just teach you that what is actually. If it is differentiation of x square, remember differentiation of x square with respect to x, 2x. But if I had differentiation of y square, oh actually it should be done, it's a term of y. So this actually should be written as, what I did here, for this I multiply and divide by dy. Correct, right? And now observe, now it is just similar to what I have written here. If differentiation of x square with respect to x is 2x, differentiation of y square with respect to y will be 2y. And now that is multiplied by dy by dx. But I suggest not to practice this method every time. Instead, let us learn how to write directly. Quite simple. If it's y square, it's just similar to x square differentiation. What is differentiation of x square? 2x. It's over. But if you are differentiating y square with respect to x, any differentiation, any term of y, whenever you differentiate with respect to x, its differentiation will be just similar to x square. So differentiation of y square will be 2y multiplied by dy by dx. A term of y, whenever you differentiate with respect to x, Just like x term only you differentiated, but that's always should be multiplied by dy by dx. I will just show you one more example. Differentiation of sin y. What is differentiation of sin x cos x? So differentiation of sin y should be cos y. It's a term of y. So and if I go for differentiation of e power y, differentiation of e power x is e power x. So differentiation of e power y multiplied by dy by dx. And now if I have differentiation of root y, just similar to root x. What is differentiation of root x? 1 by 2 root x, but here it is y. So differentiation of root y, 1 by 2 root y, that is multiplied by dy by dx. So no such new formulas we will going to invent. Okay, whatever we have studied till now, same formulas only will be applied, but after differentiation in a term of y, which is similar to x differentiation, dy by dx has to be written. I told you, I explained you how it should actually multiply by dy by dx. I don't want you to follow that procedure, which is lengthy, it's waste of time. So just learn this concept. With this, let's start the problems based on this exercise. So let's see the problems based on this implicit function differentiation. You can see that is NCERT. It's been mentioned as NCERT exercise 5.4. Under this, notice example. So example stands for worked examples from the NCERT textbook. There are 2 worked examples. So I'll just explain these 2 problems today. The remaining problems, that is exercise problems of implicit function, we'll study tomorrow. So let's consider the first one. They said find dy by dx. They only tell you find dy by dx because the function will include a term of y. Find dy by dx if x minus y is equal to pi. But I told you, if it's I will explain 2 methods for this one. The first method, I will differentiate directly both sides with respect to x. So differentiation of x will be, so I said differentiation with respect to x, right? So let me separate. So differentiation of x with respect to x, differentiation of y with respect to x, and the right side differentiation of pi. Differentiation of x with respect to x will be 1 minus, see this is what I actually needed. So write down dy by dx as it is. On the right side, pi is a constant, so differentiation will be 0. Now let me just shift this to the right side. So this simply become 1 is equal to dy by dx. This is one method. This is direct differentiation. Okay, and if I wanted, I can explain. I can do this in a different form. Let me just interchange these two. So by interchanging these two, the second method here. So y will be equal to x minus pi. Now apply differentiation with respect to x on both sides. The left hand side dy by dx, the right side derivative of x minus derivative of pi. And differentiation of x with respect to x, 1, differentiation of pi, which is constant, so it's going to be 0. In any of the method, it's still going to be the same. So differentiation of find dy by dx, they said, see they will not say differentiated. And I told you how to recognize it's a problem based on implicit. A term of y will be given in the function itself. So just think it's going to be a problem based on implicit functions. So let's go to the second problem. The second problem is find dy by dx. Second problem, you have to find dy by dx. The given function is y plus sin y plus sin y is equal to, now the right hand side of this function will be cos x. As you notice, there are 2 terms which contains y. So that's a hint to recognize it's a problem based on implicit, first thing. And you can try actually, it's not possible for you to express this one in the form y equal to f of x. That means left hand side only y. Okay, term of y has to be there, that's it. The remaining everything should be shifted to right side. If I try to express, I will just show you y is equal to cos x minus sin y. But remember, this is not a pure function of x because you have a term of y also. So that's the stage where you have to recognize it's a problem based on implicit differentiation. So I will differentiate directly. There's only one method for this. So let me apply dy by dx plus dy by dx of sin y plus d by dx of cos x. So differentiate each term separately with respect to x. Now look here, dy by dx, this is what we needed. Let's retain dy by dx plus. Now observe, differentiation of sin y with respect to dx. I already told you, just take it as differentiation of sin x only. What is differentiation of sin x? Cos x. So differentiation of sin y should be cos y, but it's a term of y. So after writing the differentiation, dy by dx has to be written. On the right side, differentiation of cos x will be minus sin x. Now you observe, there are two terms containing dy by dx. Take common. If this is removed, in place of this 1 plus, out of this dy by dx is taken outside, the remaining y will be cos y, and the right side is going to be minus sin x. But final thing is to find dy by dx, correct? Now let's retain dy by dx, and 1 plus cos y will be shifted to right side. So the right side will become dy by dx equal to minus sin x by 1 plus cos y. Find dy by dx for this one. So you got it. So this is how it should be done. Okay students, let's wind up this class. Okay, so I already told you in the beginning today, so please practice the formulas on a daily basis. Till you learn, don't leave it, and once you learn, never forget. So with this hope that you will practice and learn the formulas. These concepts are important. Please learn the concept. So you know there are two concepts which I have explained to you today. Please sit and practice all the problems, and especially derivations also. Just remember them. Okay. So we'll continue the remaining of exercise 5.4 in the next session. Thank you.